Oh, she deep in my swim room.
Like this is, man.
Doing dead prayers in my living room. Taking shots, feeling bulletproof.
Hello, I'm Alfonso.
Yo, and this is Ryan.
Hello, and you're in for another episode of
Can't argue with that.
Can't Argue With That. And so we're going to just break it open right now. We're going to start off with what we're going to do, review the NFC North?
NFC North preview.
All right, yeah. So NFC North consists of Lions, Packers, Bears. Oh my, no, Lions, Panthers, Bears. Oh my, what was that? Never mind. Okay,
Lions,
Bears,
Packers,
Vikings, and Vikings. All right. Oh my.
Gosh.
All right. So what do you want to say? I want you to start off with this.
So
go ahead, buddy.
let's actually like this.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to this division, as most people see it. Comes down to Packers and what some would call that bad man.
Yes.
And we'll get into that in a little bit of just how bad that bad man is. You feel me?
Exactly.
But for right now, so let's start off with this.
Mm-hmm.
Will any team other than the Packers win the North?
You took all the fun out of the question.
Yeah, let's get straight to it. Let's just cut straight to the chase. You know?
Well, are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Well,
Who's
I'm
other
sorry,
than the Packers gonna win?
but you know how I was last time. I don't have any bold predictions. I just predict accurately.
Okay.
So I'm going to predict that the Packers going first.
Okay.
I'm going to give the Vikings second.
Okay.
I'm going to give the Bears third, and the Lions are going to tank at the bottom.
You got Lions last?
Yeah.
The Bears are gonna win. The Bears are gonna win games plural.
I don't respect Matthew.
Matthew Stafford?
I don't respect
You know
him.
what?
I've never respected.
But even if you don't, so you respect the Bears drafting Mitchell Trubisky.
Hmm? I do.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay.
But as well, one thing about the Packers is people don't realize, but they always have interesting packages. Their defensive coordinator, I don't remember his name, Dan something, but they have interesting packages. Like when Clay Matthews got all those sacks and, got defensive, all that. Right. So they had a special package where it set him up to spy on the quarterback. Okay. It was called the Psycho package, right? Okay. So this year, they're going to have a package called that was the elephant package back then. Okay. But now they're going to have the Psycho package. Okay. And that's going to put both of their free safeties at middle linebacker, so they're exercising them at middle linebacker. Because the middle linebackers are usually the general of the field. Right. So if you have the free safety around, it's a faster player. So it's kind of like putting a spin on the 4-6. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're relying on the Packers defense?
No. I'm just trying to.
I just want to get that settled.
No. I'm trying to go in a different direction.
You're not saying that they're going to win because of their defense.
Let's keep this rated G, but no.
Oh, I was just trying to follow you.
No. I'm just saying.
I was trying to follow you in the path that you were going down.
I'm trying to get a bold prediction that their defense is going to be decent. That Clay Matthews is going to have a decent year.
By decent, you mean will be like 26? Because they're pretty bad in general. Because they're pretty bad.
I just think that Clay Matthews is going to have a good year. I'm expecting him to have a great year.
Let's put it like this. So your rundown, I do have to agree. I do have the Packers in one strictly because the rest of the NFC North sucks. Mm-hmm. But Vikings, depends on what you think about Sam Bradford. I personally think he's sorry.
Yeah, he is.
This is now his 9th year in the league coming up. He's never been to the playoffs ever. And he was number 1 overall draft pick.
That was a waste of a
pick.
pick.
Year after Sam Bradford was number 1 pick, Matt Stafford was number 1 pick. Questionable number 1 picks, possibly. But at least Matt Stafford's been to the playoffs a couple times. But Sam Bradford's never been to the playoffs.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Hold on. Side note on Sam Bradford. You ever seen his jersey? Like he looked like his jersey's too big.
Yeah.
His helmet's too little. Like he looked like a little kid out there playing football. Yeah, his real. It's real.
Then the big old sleeves.
Big sleeves. Big sleeves.
Yeah. But most definitely. But I mean, honestly, we're in agreement on that. There's really nothing to talk about other than how good of the Packers going to be this year. But honestly, what I'm saying I was trying to give you a sort of a bold prediction in that it's not going to be all of Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be because of great defensive play. No, in part. And guess what? Okay. I'm going to give you a bold prediction.
Okay, give me the bold prediction.
They're going to rank in the top 10 this year.
In offense.
In defense. Book it.
Well, we might have to have a bet on that.
Hey, bet me, buddy.
Because I'm not seeing that at all, man.
Top 10.
I'm not seeing
Top
that
10
at
defense is the Packers.
Man.
And they're going to ride with the Cowboys.
All right. Let me ask you this. So this brings me into the question I really want to get into.
Yeah.
How good is Aaron Rodgers? Because I, for one, think he's overrated.
Okay.
Overhyped.
Right. Okay.
They talk about him like he's the greatest quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like God handcrafted him himself.
Yeah.
With all of these skills, but all these skills have led to one Super Bowl.
Yeah. You're right.
In, 10 seasons now? At least 10 seasons that he's been starting. One Super Bowl.
You're right.
You know who else has one Super Bowl in the same time span? Joe Flacco. Eli Manning got a couple.
Mm-hmm. Does Cam have one?
Cam's been to the same number of Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers.
Because he didn't want to. He wanted to dive out the way of the ball. I know
what?
it was already over,
we were
but
already
I still can't get over that. I still can't get over that. Y'all all remember. I brought it up last week.
But it's funny since you want to talk about that. Since Cam's coming to the league, who has the better playoff record? Panthers or Packers? Just answer me that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that all day.
Just answer me that.
Who had? I'm not sure, sir.
Oh, you don't know who has a better playoff record?
No, sir.
Since then, Packers are 5-6. In that time span.
That breaks it down. That puts it in perspective.
Panthers are 4-3.
Wow.
Over that time span. So I mean,
nice.
I'm saying if Cam had an extra 4 or 5 seasons, I imagine he would have a better record.
I agree.
So, back to the question though. Yeah. So you think Aaron Rodgers is overrated or properly rated?
Let me tell you.
Is he underrated?
Let me tell you. I put it in the respect of if you have a professor and he's going ahead and ranking his professors, I'm going to give him the professor. I'm going to give him standing above anybody else on rating that professor. With that being said, Peyton Manning's going on record and said he's great. Joe Montana is going on record and said he's great. Warren Moon has gone on record and said he's great.
So you're saying that people are saying that he's great.
Quarterbacks are saying he's great.
Quarterbacks are saying that he's great.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm asking you, is he overrated?
No.
So he's properly rated. You agree that he's possibly the greatest quarterback ever?
He's the greatest thrower of the ball. It doesn't always come to the bet. But honestly, let me tell you this.
Is that like saying
me playing?
So he's like Steph Curry. He's just the greatest shooter ever.
Let me tell you.
So he's a great passer. So he's not the best player ever. He's just the greatest thrower of football.
One thing is, I believe that you can watch sports and get almost as much as somebody playing in sports. Being real, but when I used to play receiver, and I can see the angles, and I'm like, wow. I know for a fact that's a tough throw. Oh man, that back shoulder, that's a tough throw. Oh man, that quick out, oh man, that's a tough throw. He throws with such zip. I mean, I just respect his arm. Like, maybe it doesn't always come together
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So are you with me or are you not with me when I say that he gets a lot of passes?
Oh, yes.
He gets a lot of passes. Every time he's off, his receivers
It was too cold. It was too cold in Lambeau.
Cold in Lambeau, home field.
Yeah.
Receivers who most would agree top 3 receivers in the league, when they drop passes, now his receivers aren't good.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a lot about his defense isn't any good.
Yeah.
But if you remember his Super Bowl season, the reason why I say he's overrated is because, I mean, the people are putting a lot on that one Super Bowl that he has, when I personally believe that an average quarterback would have won a Super Bowl on that team. You think about that team, that the Defensive Player of the Year, one of the greatest defensive players one of the greatest football players of all time, Charles Woodson.
I'm sorry.
Defensive MVP of the league that year. Clay Matthews was in his prime.
I'm going to have to cut you off.
And the receiving corps. Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley, running back Ryan Grant.
That's what you said.
So an average quarterback.
You're two different sports, but you said you would have to get one. You said you would have to get one, right?
Wait, no. And last point. Who did they beat to get to the Super Bowl? Answer me that. Who did they beat to get to the Super Bowl? Jay Cutler, pedaling on a bike, was who they beat in that championship game.
Man,
so you beat Jay Cutler.
I walked off because we're about to talk about Kaepernick. So we're not allowed to talk about Kaepernick in the NFC North. So that's why I walked off, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize.
So they beat Jay Cutler.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So that's So that should validate him
So
as being the greatest quarterback.
So I have a question for you.
Even though
but
since then he's 5 and 6 in
I
the
know
playoffs.
this is mixing sports, but didn't you say you only have to get one? You only have to get one championship, right? That's what you said.
That's what I said.
You said that about Kyrie, right? You said all you got to do is get one.
That's when I was talking about basketball.
We're bleeding into the next subject or other subjects, so let's not get into that. We'll talk about Kyrie and them boy later. But so we're on the same tangent, but you just disagree with my Lions and Bears. You were exchanging Lions and Bears, right?
Right, because Mitchell Trubisky, I think that's how his name is pronounced.
Yeah.
And he was at UNC Chapel Hill for 4 years. Started for one of those 4 years.
Yeah.
Quarterback in front of him was not even drafted. So I take that as being like he's not good. He's going to the Bears, and I don't think he's going to be good.
Well, I don't have a doubt that he's not.
And they passed on Watson from Clemson.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Beat up on Bama twice.
Exactly.
Made Nick Saban's defense look stupid.
I guess they don't watch college basketball.
They must not watch college football. Must not.
But what I have to say is honestly, I don't really have respect for Matthew Stafford. Much respect for Matthew Stafford because he's always had a really, really dominant receiver. And honestly, being real with you, dominant receivers are the key to success. You know what I mean? Like if you have a dominant receiver, hence AJ Green in college, Calvin Johnson in the NFL. What has he done without them?
Right.
He didn't do anything without them. So, I mean, and honestly, like we had a guy at Coastal, and he used to throw to AJ Green, but at Coastal, no disrespect, because we were on the same scout team, but he didn't smell the field.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So he threw the. I don't want to say his name, but he threw to AJ Green the whole, for 2 years. 2 years. You know what I mean? So he was through monster stats in Somerville, but Coastal didn't touch the field; it was smell the field. But no disrespect at all. And I really
bold prediction for the North. Then we'll wrap it up.
Well, that's pretty bold.
I have a bold prediction.
My prediction is that I'm going to say they're going to finish top 15 in defense. That's my bold prediction.
My bold prediction is the Packers will lose consecutive games and Aaron Rodgers will blame his receivers. That's my bold prediction. That's my bold prediction.
That's not a bold prediction.
That's my bold prediction.
You're like me last week.
He's gonna blame
the lukewarm bold prediction. That's the lukewarm bold prediction.
He's gonna blame his receivers. That's what I'm gonna say there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, was there anything else you wanted to add about this?
No, I mean it's gonna be cold in Lambeau, and that's about all.
And Aaron Rodgers will be full of excuses when they lose.
On that, can't argue with that.
We do know this.
Can you argue with that?
Can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with the facts.
So we need to close out, don't we?
Yeah, we'll close that segment out, and we will be back shortly.
All right, guys. I'm Alfonso.
I'm Ryan,
and you can't argue with that.
All right.